Hello everyone. Today we're going to be doing a Pilates-based class. We're going to focus on good posture, obviously emphasis on the core, but we're going to work the entire body today. So we always start with our warm-up stretch and then we're going to get right into our practice. So we're going to start by pulling that belly in and working on good posture, aligning the ears in line with the shoulders, hips, knees, and ankles. And we're going to take that deep breath up and then exhale. We're going to take it into our chair pose by bringing the booties back, inner thighs together and coming up. As you come down, inhale, rising up with those arms. Exhale, pushing those arms behind you, putting a little emphasis on those triceps. So pressing back, squeezing those triceps, keeping the knees over those ankles. You don't want the knees to jut over those toes. We want to protect those knees. So trying to get oxygen to the entire body, working all those muscles. So with the chair pose, you're pulling those inner thighs together. You're sitting the booty back, working those glutes, of course, quads, hamstrings. And as we lift overhead, we're getting that heart rate up and we push those arms back, getting into those triceps, trying to keep that core nice and tight. Deep Pilates breaths. So deep breaths, getting that oxygen into the body. Let's do 2 more of these. Inhale, exhale. One more time. Inhale, exhale. And then let's just sit back and hold this pose so we're isometrically contracting everything. So pulling the abs in, pulling the inner thighs together. And let's go ahead and open those arms. And we're going to bring the hands together. As we do, we're going to round the spine, tuck the chin, and then open the heart, squeezing those shoulder blades together. Deep breaths, inhaling and exhaling. Exhale as you tuck and round. Inhale as you open that chest. One more time. Exhale and inhale. Good. Now let's rise up. And we're going to go into first position plie. So you're going to bring those heels together, toes pointing out. Again, protecting that spine, pulling that belly in, and just tucking that pelvis down. And we're going to go ahead and open those knees and then close. So you make that little diamond, pulling those inner thighs together. Very good. Again, working on good posture, keeping the ears lined over those shoulders, hips, and knees. And we're going to take this into a little bit of a travel. So we're going to do 2 more of these, and then we're going to go ahead and bring the right leg out to the right into a wide plie. So take it out, wide plie, opening those arms, come back to center, center plie. Now take it to the left side, plie to center, plie. Open the arms as you go out to the right in your plie. Keep the arms down as you go to your center plie, and then open it up. Very good. So we're doing a little bit of traveling so that we get that heart rate going, getting that body warmed up. That's it. Again, good posture, keeping everything in alignment, getting into those inner thighs as we go into our wide plie. Very good. Oops. Arms work outward when we go out each way. Very good. Center. Good. Let's do 1 more round here. So we're going to go to the right, center plie, left, center plie. Very good. Now let's bring those toes forward, and we're going to go ahead and go into a curtsy with that left leg, getting into our hips, getting a little bit of rotation. Then you're going to take that left leg out to the side and going into a side lunge. So you're going to reach, keeping the chest lifted and reaching. So take it back to your curtsy and reach. Good. Curtsy, getting into the hip, side lunge, getting into that inner thigh. And again, we're moving, getting that heart rate going, getting those big muscles working so that our bodies are all nice and warmed up before we get into our practice. Okay, let's take it to a little bit of a double count here. So you're going to go pulse, pulse for 2, pulse, pulse for 2. Pulse, 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 pulse. Very good. Pulse it for 2. Bring it behind you. Pulse, pulse. One more time. Pulse, pulse, and pulse, pulse. Let's take it right leg back. Curtsy and then side lunge over to the right. Curtsy, side lunge to the right. Again, making sure that knee does not go over that toe, it just stays over that ankle. There we go. Curtsy getting into the left hip, inner thigh on that left side. And then we're gonna take it to 2 pulses here. Pulse, 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 pulse. Pulse for 2, pulse for 2. Pulse, 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 pulse. One more time. Pulse, pulse, and pulse, pulse. Very good. Now we're gonna go ahead, bring those feet together. We're gonna lift up, inhale. Bring those palms together. We're gonna go into a little back bend. So as you go back, nice and slow, and then come up nice and tall. Again, one more time, bring it to your back bend, and then come up. Now we're gonna bring those arms down. We're gonna take the right leg behind the left leg, reaching that right arm up, and we're gonna reach up and over. So this way we're getting into that side body and that hip, and you're gonna look upward, gazes up to that IT band, and then come back up. Now bring that right leg next to the left, and then left leg behind the right, rising upward with that left arm, reach up and over, gazes up to the sky. Take that deep breath in, and exhale. Very good. Now let's go ahead and take the right shoulder up to the right ear, and then bring it behind you. Left shoulder up, bring it behind you. So you're just kind of bringing one shoulder up and then the other, keeping that core in tight. And then let's rotate those shoulders in the opposite direction, taking it forward. Lift, loosening up that upper body, shoulders, upper neck area. Good, one more time, nice. Now, taking the hands behind you, interlace, and we're gonna open up the chest and shoulders. So you're gonna lift and draw the knuckles down. Very good, keep those bellies in. We don't wanna arch the back too much. You wanna keep that neutral spine. And then go ahead and release those hands. And take that right hand onto the right shoulder, and you're gently gonna push down as you bring your left ear to the left toward the left shoulder. Good, so you get that nice neck stretch. Then look forward, release. Same thing on the other side, gently pull that left shoulder down as you bring that right ear to the right shoulder, getting that stress out of the way. Excellent. And we're gonna start our first core exercise standing. So you're gonna take that right foot out so that the right foot is angling to the right side. The left foot is going to have that 45-degree angles. We can see that there. Very good. Now, you're gonna take that right hand on the right thigh. You're gonna reach up with that left arm. You're gonna slide that right arm down the body, looking up, and you're gonna engage in that side body. And as you come up, you're gonna press that arm up, 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 lifting, and then the ear goes toward that bicep. So again, slide down, keeping that arm up, gazes upward as you slide that right arm down that leg, and then press through that side body to lift, so you're getting into that side body. Again, reach down, looking up toward the sky, push into those legs, lifting up in that left side body. So you're feeling that stretch as you reach down, and then you're lifting up, lift, 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 and coming up and feeling that strengthening move. Let's do 2 more of these. Gazes up, push, 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 push. One more time. Reach down, deep breaths. Don't hold your breath here. Very good. Now, bring that left arm down, and you're gonna bring that right foot to a 45-degree angle as you position that left foot into the left side. So this time, the right arm lifts up, left hand onto that thigh. You're gonna pivot down, looking up toward that right hand, and then lift, reaching up. Again, the right ear comes to that right bicep. So come on down, feel the stretch, and then you're gonna strengthen as you rise up. Lower down, sliding that left hand down the thigh, pressing up, growing tall, and reach. 3 more of these. Come on down. Getting into that side body. Press it up, press it up, press it up. Good. 2 more. Slide it down, looking upward, pressing up, reaching up all the way up. 1 more time. Come on down and press it up. Very good. Release it down. Now, let's bring both feet forward. Pull those bellies in. We're going to pivot forward into a flat back, getting a nice stretch behind the thighs. Good. And we're going to do what's called good mornings, and you're just going to pivot up. So as you come down, keep those bellies in, back is flat, looking forward, feeling that stretch behind the hamstrings, and rise up. So we're working through that lumbar region, getting a nice little stretch. Good. Keeping those shoulder blades down and back body. Good. So this is working the booty, the hamstrings, and your erector spine eye. Keeping that back flat. You don't want to round through that spine. And we'll do 1 more. Good job. Now, soften those knees. You're going to bring the fingertips down to the ground, and we're going to come on down to the floor. So we're going to bring those forearms to the ground, pull those bellies in, and then slowly bring your back to the mat. And find that position where your low back is into the mat. And I'm going to slide up a little bit. And you want to bring your heels towards your buttocks. And let's go ahead and bring the feet so they're about hip width apart. And let's bring our arms out like a T. And the first position we're going to do, or the first movement we're going to do, is pull the belly in so that you have that neutral spine in the back. So I just want you to do a couple pelvic tilts where you tilt the pelvis so the back is completely flat, and then arch so you've got that big arch through the back, and then find that neutral spine so you're not like completely flat into the earth. You're just pulling that belly in nice and tight so that there's like a little teeny marble underneath the base of the back. Good. Now, let's go ahead and place the right hand on the right hip just to keep it down. And we're going to lower that left knee toward the ground. These are knee drops, and this helps with core control. So you're keeping that neutral spine without rocking the right hip. So place the right hand on that hip, and this is great for your back as well as that core. It gives you that core control. You don't want to rock those hips. Keep both hips as though they're headlights looking up to the sky. 1 more. And then we're going to do the other side. So go ahead and place the left hand on that left hip as you drop that right knee. And it's a slow movement. It's not like you just plop the knee down. You want to guide it down, maintaining that good back posture. Again, that neutral spine, belly's in tight. 1 more. Good job. Now, we're going to go ahead and we're going to press that, the belly in, and we're going to go ahead and lift the right leg up off the earth, then the left, and then bring the right toe down and up. Again, maintaining that neutral spine. So we're just doing little toe taps, trying to maintain that good posture with the back. You don't want to arch the back. So you're keeping that low back into the earth. It's a bit of a neutral spine. Your back is on the mat. It's not lifting up. Very good. Now, let's go ahead and advance this move. So we're going to go ahead and bring both toes toward the earth. Go as far as you can without lifting that back up. So if this is as far as you go, that's as far as you go, and bring it to 90. If you can bring it all the way down, keeping that core nice and tight, and lift. Wherever you go is where you want to keep that back onto the mat. So go to your edge. So you'll notice as your toes get closer to the floor, you want to arch that back, but you've got to maintain that good neutral spine. You don't want to arch that back. Good job. 1 more time. Excellent. Now, let's bring the toes on the mat. Heels are up. And you're just going to reach the right toe out and back, and the left and back. So what you're doing is you're, again, keeping that back from arching. The further you reach out, the more your back's gonna wanna arch. So you gotta really control that spine. Good. So these first movements that we're doing on the mat today are basically that core control and stabilization, so that when we get into the more advanced moves, you're not putting any pressure on the back, because our goal is to work the core, strengthen the back, and not cause any injury to the body. One more time, each side. Very good. Now let's bring those knees back to 90. And this time, you're going to extend the right leg long, so it's a little bit more challenging than the last time. And then bring it in and switch. Good. Knees at 90, extend, keeping that low back into the earth. Good job. And everything that we're doing, we're going to go ahead and add on to the next movement. If any movement is too challenging, you can always go to the easier movement. So for example, the easier movement is toe tapping versus leg extension. All right, let's do one more each side. Good job. Now let's bring the right foot down, left foot. And the next move is going to be a crunch without putting stress on the vertebrae. So we're gonna let the head rest into the hand, and you want to keep those elbows open. You're lifting the chest to the sky, so you're lifting here, you're not crunching the neck, you're lifting with the core, and you're lowering down. So lift, and you'll notice as you lift up, your low back is going to flatten into the mat. So you have that neutral spine. As you lift, you will feel that low back go into the earth. Lift with the core, not the arms. You're opening up those elbows so you're not tugging with those arms. Very good. So this is the rectus abdominis muscle that we're working, that muscle that flexes the spine. And you know, you have different muscles in your core, as you know, and the rectus abdominis is one of the major movers of the front part of those abs. And when we were working stabilizers, we were working what was called the transverse abdominis, and that's that inner portion of those abs. Okay, now let's get into those obliques. So this time we're gonna lift and bring our left elbow toward that right knee. So the right elbow goes toward the mat, and then you come back. Good. So lift over to the left and back. Now, as you're rotating to the one side, so in my case, I'm rotating to the left, or to the right, the left hip stays square to the ceiling. You're not rotating that left hip. So keep that square and rotate through what we call those oblique muscles, those side body muscles. Let's do two more here. Exhale as you lift, inhale as you go back. One more, and then we hit the other side. So lift and rotate, pull those abs in. Exhale as you rotate. So that right shoulder blade's coming off the earth. The left elbow is going toward the earth. You're keeping that right hip square toward that ceiling or sky. If you're outside, that's great. Exhale, inhale, one more. Now let's make it a little bit more challenging by bringing the left knee to that elbow and then extending it as you come back. So this time, make sure that low back stays into the earth. Don't arch it. So we're adding on. If this is too hard, you can just keep that right leg, right foot on the earth, and just continue doing another set of going to that right side. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Again, you're not tucking on the neck. You're just letting the head rest into those fingertips, keeping those elbows nice and wide. Let's do two more. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, and release. Other side, bringing that right elbow toward that left knee. Breathing through the move, rotating, keeping that right hip square to the ceiling, working those obliques. Inhale, exhale. Exhale as you close the body. Inhale as you open the body. Keeping those bellies in tight. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Release it down. Come on down. Now we're going to bring those knees back to 90. This time, at rectus abdominis, we're going to crunch upward, and at the same time, you're going to bring the thighs toward the chest, and then back to 90. So lift the thighs toward the chest toward the thighs. Elbows are open. Exhale as you rise up. Inhale as you go down. Squeezing. Good. Squeezing that core. Let's do 8 more of these. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, pulling those abs in. Good job. Now rest at 90. This time you're going to take the hands either next to you, or you can place them right underneath that low back area, or I put it underneath what we call the sacrum. And you're going to go ahead and lift those feet up toward the earth. So you're trying to get that booty up off the earth. Reverse crunch. It's a little bit harder. Your goal is to ignite that core and lift, and try and get a little bit of a hang time if you can, by lifting up with the core. And try not to use momentum. So it's not as fast as you can go. You actually want to go a little bit slower when you're working those core muscles. Slow and controlled. Okay? And if this is too much, just go ahead and pull those abs in and contract them. Pull them in and contract. If you can't really bring that booty up, just pull them in and contract those abs. But if you have greater strength, you can do a little bit more of a lift. Let's do 3 more. Lift. 2. And 1. Good. Now, knees are at 90. You're going to take that right hand on the right thigh. We're going to do what we call war with our core. So in this exercise, you're going to place that right hand on that right thigh. You're going to push it in towards you nice and hard. So you're pressing with the hand and you're pulling with that thigh. At the same time, you're going to extend that other leg. So you're pulling in, keeping that low back. Push as hard as you can. It's yin and yang. Push the thigh into the hand into the thigh. Keeping that core nice and tight. Push, push, push. Push. 3 more seconds. 2 and 1. Bring it back to 90. Other side. So this time you're going to take that left hand on the left thigh. Again, you're going to press in with that thigh. Extend that right leg so your hand is pushing into the thigh is pushing into the hand. You're doing war with that core. Pull, push and pull. 3, 2, and 1. Keeping that low back into the earth. Now the last one, war with your core. Both hands are going to press into both knees at the same time, and we're going to hold it for 10 seconds. You're going to hold, you're going to press and pull without holding your breath. So here we go. Push and pull, push and pull. Keep pushing it, keep pulling. Keep it up, squeeze and press, press, press. Pressing the thighs into your hands. 2 more seconds. 1 more second. Squeeze, and now bring the knees into the chest. And let's rock it side to side, massaging that low back. Very nice. Awesome job. All right, so now we're gonna roll to one side. Let's roll to the right side. And you're gonna go ahead and lay that right ear onto that right bicep, or you can kind of make a pillow by bending your arm and holding it there. And we're gonna bend those knees, and you're gonna square, you're gonna keep those hips stacked. And we're gonna do what's called clamshells. So when you open and close, you don't wanna rock the hips open. You wanna keep those hips stacked. So it's not a huge movement, keeping the toes connected, open and close, working that outer hip, outer thigh. Good job. Keeping that core nice and tight. If you need to support with that left hand, you can. Let's do 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Now lift the feet up off the earth, and we're gonna do another set. Makes it a little harder, so if it's too hard, you can bring both feet back to the floor. So you're getting into those outer hips, outer thighs. 3, hip mobility, 2, and 1. Now lower down and go ahead and extend those legs. So you're nice and stacked. You're gonna take that right leg up and bring that toe toward the earth, and you're just gonna press into that top toe and lift. So it's a small movement. Good. So you're getting one side of that gluteus medius, and then we're gonna reverse that movement. 2 and 1. Now heel to heel lift, and it's a small movement. We're not gonna lift up high, we're just gonna do a small movement, lift. Good. Lift. So our concentration is that gluteus medius. Heel to heel, 3 more, 2, and then we're gonna do little heel beats, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now let's point that toe, you're gonna lift that leg up, and you're gonna draw a little circle. Again, keeping those hips stacked, so you really gotta engage that core when you're doing the circles, and you're feeling that side gluteal really working. 3 more, 2, 1, other direction, circle it around. That's it. Deep breaths. 3, 2, and 1. Relax. Now you're gonna lift both legs up and lift that arm. So now you're getting into that core, and let's do a little flutter kick. So you gotta stabilize using that core. And we're getting into the gluteals a little bit too with our little flutter kicks. So try and keep everything stacked. If it's too much, you can always bring your hands down here. Keep on fluttering. Flutter, flutter, flutter. Now stop your flutter. Keep both legs up. You're gonna lift the top leg, bottom leg meets, and then bring both legs, but don't bring them all the way down. Lift together and lower to hover. Lift together, lower to hover. Lift together, lower to hover, lift together, lower to hover. One more time. Good job. Now, bring those legs all the way down, and then bring those knees in. Massage that little gluteal. We're gonna get into our side body now, so we're gonna come to our forearm. You're gonna reach up and over and drive that elbow in, and then extend and reach. Drive it in, extend and reach. So we're getting into that side body. You're still feeling that outer hip because of the movement. So we're just putting some finishing touches on the hip as we get into our side body as well. So the beautiful thing about Pilates, there's a lot of lengthening as we lengthen here and strengthening, and there's a lot of movements that you work together, because that's how the body works. You're not just using one muscle group at a time. A lot of times you've got to use multiple. So let's do 2 more. 1 more. Good job. Now take that left leg over the right leg, and you're going to go ahead and just pull that thigh in toward you. Take that left hand behind you, lift up tall, and then you're going to, as you pull that thigh in, you're going to feel that nice stretch on that left side. And go ahead and look over that left shoulder, feeling that nice stretch. Oh, that feels so good. Then look forward, and then we're gonna hit the other side. So go ahead and lay on your left side. Again, lengthen through so that your left ear is on that left bicep, or you can make a little pillow here. And we're gonna start with our clamshell. So you're gonna bend those knees and you're gonna open and close. Again, it's a small movement, keeping those hips so that they're not opening up over. You want to keep them stacked. Deep breaths. That's it. It's beautiful out here today. It's a little cloudy, but it's warm in Cleveland on an April day. Let's do 2 more. Good job. Now, again, lift. If it's too much, you can keep those feet on the floor. Opening and closing, working those hips and thighs. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax and lengthen. Now, starting with the hips still stacked, toe pointing down and up. So the toe is going toe to toe, getting that one side of that gluteus medius. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Now it's heel to heel. So it's a small movement, kind of getting into that inner thigh. Keep those hips stacked. Again, you can place your hand for support. And then we have 8 little beats, 8 little tiny beats. 6, 5, 3, 2, and 1. Now go ahead and reach up if you can, or you can keep the hand down into the earth for support. We're going to go ahead and lift and trace that circle. Toe is pointed, working those outer hips and thighs, also working that core for stability. And then reverse that circle. I'm watching for Chloe. She's outside. I don't want her to run away. My poor little girl. She's got freedom. 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Now, we're going to lift both legs. Remember, keep that core nice and strong. If you need to support, you can. And let's do little flutter kicks. Little flutter kicks. If you've got a good, strong core, you can lift that arm up. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now lift the top leg, bottom leg meets, and then come and hover. Top, meet, hover. Lift, meet, hover. 3 more. Lift, meet, hover. 2 more. 1 more, 1 more. And release. Good job. Bend those knees. We're going to work that side body once again. So drive that knee in and reach up and over, working that side body on the right side. Inhale and exhale. So reach, cinching in that side body. Come here, Chloe. Reach. Good girl. 2 and 1. Now bring that right foot over that left thigh. You're going to hug it. Reach that right arm behind you. Pull it in towards you. Sitting nice and tall. Look over that right shoulder. Feeling that nice stretch and that right hip that we just worked. Good job. And then look forward. And then go ahead and extend those legs straight out in front of you. Shake them out. We're going to sit really, really tall. So working that core. We're going to lift up nice and tall. And then you're going to open the right arm to the right, and the left arm stays in front of you as you rotate to the right, keeping the hips shining forward. So we're getting through that side body. Lift nice and long. And then exhale, rotating, looking over to the left side. Reach up, growing nice and tall, and exhale. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, rotating. Inhale, up, nice and long body, and exhale. Reach up, inhale, rotate, up. One more time each way, to the right, come up, to the left, come up. Now go ahead and bend those knees slightly, hands behind the head, and you're gently pressing the head into the hands and opening those elbows. We're gonna do a little bit more rotation, but we're gonna rotate this time this way, try and stay as tall as you can, and come up. So you're gently pressing the head into the hands into the head. And you're rotating side to side, getting into those side bodies. Sitting as tall as you can. Try not to round into the spine. You want to stay tall. That's why it's okay to bend those knees a bit. Rotating one more time each way. Rotate. And rotate. Very good. Now grab behind those thighs. Bend those knees. That's it. And we're going to go ahead and roll down vertebrae by vertebrae, bringing those knees back to 90. And scoot down so I don't lose you. And we're going to go ahead and bring those hands behind the head, getting back into our core. We're going to go ahead and extend one leg then the other. Remember in the beginning, we were doing this basically with the head down. This time the head is lifted, the chest is toward the ceiling or toward the sky, keeping the low back into the earth. So with the shoulders off the mat, it makes it a little bit harder. And then we're going to bring it to that full bicycle. So we're going to rotate to one side again without momentum. We're rotating side to side. Chest is lifted, elbows wide, head gently pressing into the hands into the head, so you're not pulling on the neck. You're rotating, working those oblique muscles. 4 more. 3. 2 more. 2. And 1. Now let's bring that left elbow to the right knee, and we're gonna do 8 leg drops. So you're gonna lift and lower, nice and slow and controlled. 4 more. 3. 2. 1 more. Good job. Take it back to our bicycles. Inhale, exhale, slow and controlled. You don't want to flail the arms and the legs, because then you're not doing any core work. It's not arms and leg work, it's core. Rotating with that core. 2 more. 1 more, 1 more. And then we're going to take that right elbow to the left knee and do 8 leg drops with that right leg. Lift, lengthen that hamstring, and lower down. Deep breaths. Inhale, exhale. 4 more, 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Take it back to full bicycles. 1 last set. Rotate. Make this work through those core. You can do it. 6 to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now reach for that right knee. Come up a little bit higher. We're in our last set before we do a little bit of a stretch and then get into glute work. So let's go 8 more. Come on, breathe through it. 7, gazes toward those abs. Make sure they're not poofing up. 4 more. 3, 2 more. 1 more, 1 more. Good job. Now relax the head, neck, and shoulders. This time, just stir your knees around. And we're going to do a couple more in this direction. And then stir it around in the other direction. Massaging their low back. This is always a nice thing to do. Right? Yes. Now go ahead and bring those feet to the earth. And we're going to bring those hands. So again, the palms are facing upward and you're relaxing those shoulders. Very good. So we're going to do our pelvic tilts. Do a few of those before we go into our bridges. So you're going to curl the pelvis so that the low back's into the earth, then you're going to arch and then curl so you find that neutral spine, and then go ahead and lift into your bridge, squeezing that tush. Good. And we're going to march. So you're going to bend that right knee, pressing in with the left. Keep those hips square. Good. So we're just marching with square hips. So you have headlights shining to the sky. And march it out, belly's in, pressing the heels into the earth, pressing, working those glutes every time you march. 1 more time each side. Good job. Now you're going to lower it down 1 vertebrae at a time, articulating that spine. And again, lift up, squeeze. This time you're going to bring the knees together, open, close, release, and lower down. So lift into your bridge, close the knees, open the knees, bring it back, and lower down. Lift, squeeze the knees, open, back to center, lower down. And again, lift, squeezing those glutes. Press the knees together, open, back to center, lower down. 2 more. Lift, squeeze the knees, open, together, lower down. Last one. Lift, knees together, open, back together, and lower down. Good job. Now take that left leg, cross that left ankle On the right thigh, bring that right heel in a little bit. We're gonna do single leg raises. So you're gonna lift, squeeze that booty, and lower down. Lift, squeeze, and lower. So what's nice about this one, it's a unilateral movement, so you're working one side and the other. Both hips are going up at the same time, but the brunt of the work is on that right glute. You also get a nice little stretch of the left hip, keeping that left ankle flexed, protecting the knee. Let's do 3 more. Pull those bellies in. 2, and then let's pulse this one for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Opposite side, right ankle across that left thigh. Lift, squeezing that left tush, lower down. Lift, squeeze, lower down. Keeping that left ankle flexed, protecting that knee. 3 more of these. 3, lower down, 1 vertebrae at a time. 2, and 1. Stay here. 8 pulses. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Now we got our frog bridges. So you're going to bring your feet together. Here we go. So the feet are together. So you're in this diamond shape. Palms are up. You're going to lift up and lower down. But don't bring the booty all the way down. So you want to maintain that tension on those glutes. So lift and lower. So it's a very small movement, but you're going to really feel these. Lift and lower. So these are our frog bridges. 8 more. 7. So you don't come all the way down, because when you come all the way down, you're relaxing and resting. We want to keep the tension on those glutes. 3 to go. 2. And let's do 16 pulses. Pulse, 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 pulse. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You feel those little frogs? Release it down. Bring those knees back together. Good. Now widen the feet as wide as your mat and bring those arms out like a T, and let's just stretch it out, bringing the knees to the earth and come over to the other side. So doing our windshield wipers side to side. Very good. One more time each way. And with the knees to the left side, let's bring the hands behind the head, and we're going to lift up, working through that right side of the body. So you're cinching that right side in, elbows are wide, lift and lower, and lift and lower. That's it. Exhale, inhale. And what's nice about this too is you get a little bit of a stretch on the side body as we work the side body. And those hips. 4 more. 3, 2. Now reaching that right arm toward that knee and pulse it out for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Both hands behind the head. Come on down. And bring those arms out like a T. Bring the knees up and over to the opposite side. Pressing the knees toward the earth. And again, rising up and lowering down. Cinching in the waistline, this time on that left side. Looking upward, coming up, using the core, not the arms. The head is gently pressing into the hands into the head. Elbows wide. 3 more. 2. Reach that left arm out. Pulse it for me. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now this time let's roll to all fours. Okay. So you want to make sure your shoulders are over the wrists, the hips are over the knees. And we're going to start by picking that left foot up. So what I want you to do is I want you to take that head on, so your left ear is going toward that left foot, and then bring the foot to the right, and then bring the right ear to the right foot. So what you're doing is you're doing lateral movement on the spine, and you're also opening up those hips. Side to side. So foot goes toward that left ear, opening up the hip, and then bring that foot to the right as your right ear goes. So it's a little bit of a wagging of the tail. One more time, left ear to right. Good job. Now let's do the other side. So you're gonna bend that right knee, and you're gonna bring that right ear to the right foot, and then bring that foot over to the left. And again, you're going side to side, lateral movement of the spine with movement of that hip. One more time. Good job. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and keep that neutral spine. So you don't wanna arch and you don't wanna round, you wanna find that neutral position. And we're gonna start by holding that neutral position, and we're gonna bring that right arm without making any movement of the back. So it's just arm is out, holding it strong, and then coming back. Left side, same thing, and back. Now, bring the right arm out, left leg extends back, don't arch, pull that belly in, good job. And then bring it back, opposite side, reach out, no arch in the back, no rounded back, neutral spine, and bring it back. Now this time, reach the right arm, left arm back, tap it down, lift, hold it here, bring the right arm to the right, bring it back, and down. Left arm, right leg, tap, lift, hold the leg back there as you bring the left arm out to the side, back, and down. Left arm, right arm, left leg, tap, lift, hold it out, right arm goes to the right, back, and down. Left arm, right leg, out, back, in. One more round. Reach it out, tap, lift, right arm goes to the right, back, and down. Left arm, right leg, left arm goes to left, back, and down. Good job. Now, let's go ahead, curl those toes under, push it up and back to your downward dog or inverted V. Very good. And we're gonna go ahead and reach that right leg up, driving it out to the right elbow outside as you pivot forward, and then kick it back. This time, drive the knee to the nose, tuck those abs in, kick it back, and release. Other side, lifting that left leg up, pivot forward, bring that left knee to the left elbow, kick it back, and then left knee as though you're gonna give it a kiss, and kick it back. Release. Walk your dog, and then we're gonna go ahead and pivot to a high plank. So your core is nice and strong. And we're gonna bring it down nice and slow, bending those elbows all the way to the mat. Okay, so bring those hands out a little bit ahead of those shoulders, and you're gonna go ahead and bring the chest up, head is in neutral, so the neck is in neutral position, working those back muscles to come up. Once you've come up this far, and go ahead and press all the way up, keeping that pelvis into the earth, and then slowly come down. Good. Now we're going to get into those triceps a little bit deeper, so I want you to come low, so you're going to come in front of those pectorals or the chest. And you're going to come up into a push-up pose, so you're on your knees, and you're going to come on down, so nice and slow, keeping those elbows in, and then you're going to reach those arms out, legs out, lift, working those back chain muscles, come in, lower the legs, bring those hands beneath the chest, push up into your push-up, push on down, nice and slow, elbows in, go straight into your Superman pose, bring it back, hands underneath the chest, pressing in, keeping those elbows into your push-up, slowly come down. So it's a Low push-up, getting into those deeper pec muscles, reaching into Superman. Come back, low, press it up, into your push-up, down, Superman. Now you're gonna come up and give me 5 push-ups, low ones. So it's hitting the chest and shoulders a little bit different. It's getting low into those chest muscles. 3 more. If this is too hard, widen your push-up. 2 more. And 1. Now push it back into a child's pose. So you can do push-ups a number of different ways. You can do the normal closed grip. You can also do it in a diamond. We're going to do that next. So that's really getting into those triceps. And if this is too hard, again, go into your regular push-up. And the goal is to bring that chest down and lift. We're only doing 5, so we've got 4 more. Press. 3, 2, 1 more. And let's do 5 little presses. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Push it back to your child's pose. Reach it all the way back. And then we're going to pivot forward into a low plank. So we're going to start with position 1, low plank, where your forearms are into the mat. You're going to lift the belly and keep the knees on the mat, and you're going to squeeze those core muscles. This is level 1, but by activating them as hard as you can, it can be as hard as you want it to be. We've got 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Belly to the mat. Going into your Sphinx, so driving those shoulder blades back. Good. And press up, keeping the pelvis into the floor. This is great for your back. You want to relax those glutes though, and then release it down. Now we'll go into our second low plank. This time you can either do position 1 or come up, keeping that back flat. Good. You don't want to arch or you don't want to poof up. And we're going to take this low plank to a side plank. We're going to use 5 more seconds left on the low plank and then go to the right side. 3, 2, 1. When you go to the right, you can either place the knee on the floor like this, or you can come up and hold it. We're going to hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2. Go back to our low plank. And again, you can bring the knees to the mat if you'd like. And then we're going to rotate to the left side in 5 seconds. Keep that strong back. 3, 2, 1. Go to your left. Keep those hips high. Holding it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more time. Last 10 seconds. Hold your low plank. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Belly to the mat. Sphinx. Peel down. Widen the knees, big toes together into your child's pose. Reach those arms out. Let the head just rest into the mat. Nice job. Now let's go ahead and stretch those triceps by bringing the palms together. Press the elbows into the mat and the back of the thumbs to the back of the head, and gently press those elbows into the mat. Get that nice stretch in those triceps. Release the hands and slowly come back to all fours. And let's do cat-cow. Round the spine, tuck the chin, exhale, push the mat away, arch the back, open the heart. Exhale, articulating that spine, round, and then arch and open. One more time, round it out, and open the heart. Good job. Now let's go ahead and cross those ankles out in front of us and just kind of shake it out side to side. Walk those hands behind you. Good job. Now take the hands on the shins and let's do a little circle around in one direction. Feels good on that back. One more time in this direction. And then let's rotate it around in the other. go ahead and take the right hand behind us, sitting tall, left hand over the right thigh, lifting up, first rotating with the waist, and then your chest, and then your gaze looks behind you, looking at beautiful Lake Erie. And then exhale, look forward. And then slowly take that left hand, reaching up, right hand across that left thigh. Start with your waist, then your chest, then your gaze looks behind you. Deep breath in, exhale, gaze goes forward. Now let's go ahead and walk those hands forward. Try to keep those backs flat as you walk forward. And then walk to one side, feeling that stretch. So I'm walking to the right, I'm feeling that stretch in that left hip. Low back on the left side, straight out in front, and then over to the right side. Back to center. And then walking it in towards you, lifting up tall. And let's go ahead and bring that right arm across as you look over that right shoulder. And bring that right arm behind you, stretching that right tricep. And then bring that left arm across as you look over that left shoulder. And then left elbow behind you, stretching that left tricep. And then bring the right hand to the earth, lifting up, 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 nice and tall, and then reach up and over, keeping those sit bones down into the earth. And then opposite side, lifting up, 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 and then over, back to center. And reach both arms up, palms together into the heart. Namaste. Make it a great day, and we'll see you soon.